If your home's foundation is shifting, you might blame the drought. Local repair crews say they've received lots of calls from homeowners with foundation problems. Juana's Bonnie Gonzalez joins us from a home in East Austin with more, and it can be expensive, right?
It can be expensive. One starting price Jeff mentioned, my interviewee, who I will introduce you in a little bit, $6,000. And at this particular home, it's in pretty bad shape. So we're talking even more than that. How much, Jeff?
Closer to 19 on this one, and that's the inevitable question. If you don't do anything, how bad can it get? And so it's best if you can catch it early on, because it really mitigates what the expense will be at the end of the day.
Right, so we want to talk about what people need to look for, and we've got some stuff up here you can point out.
Yeah, absolutely, Bonnie. When homeowners are walking around their house, they might want to take a look at some of the visual indications on the exterior. These fascia boards that run the pitch of the roof line, sometimes when a corner will settle, you'll see them split out like that into a V shape, and you can also see it here with the board along the masonry. So that's one good indication, and probably one of the most common visual indications that you'll see, and this is a fairly good example, is a stair-step crack through the brick masonry, and you can see it how it follows the path. And this is a result of the stress on the home, and so rigid materials like this will tend to break and crack. You'll typically start to see it in the mortar. Oftentimes it can be significant enough that it'll go straight through the brick. There's enough stress on the house.
And just again, what is happening? What is causing all this? Just kind of walk us through the dry conditions, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. This perimeter is exposed to the elements, the dry and wet cycles that we go through, and right now we're in a period of dryness. So often the interior remains stable and the perimeter seems to drop off. As we talked about, that high plasticity index, this soil shrunk exponentially because of the absence of water, and so the perimeter has dropped, and in this case about 4 inches.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And one of the tips that you had mentioned earlier is that keep an eye on your lawn, water your lawn, and that can help, because right now it's all about that lack of moisture causing these problems. Todd?
And he said, what did he say, $19,000 for that home there to fix it?
Yeah, it's pretty bad shape here.
Very expensive, all right, if you're not careful. Thanks. Now, CenTex says they have seen a 25% increase in foundation repair calls because of the drought.